Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. Yeah, I do a lot of shit like I work out. Just being real, right now my routine is multiple times a day. I'm not working a job right now, so I have a lot of I have an abundance of energy, so I try to work out multiple times a day. And in doing so, especially with running, you get sweaty. So I'm constantly fucking taking off shirts and changing shirts, and sometimes I'll fucking put on a shirt and take another shirt off to work out with, and I'll save a shirt for later. So that's why you see these fucking clothes right beside me on top of my bag here, because those are just shirts I put down there to use for later instead of just wasting them or discarding them after using them just for a little bit. So, anyways, explanation on that. What I really want to talk about though is so fuck it. I'm just gonna like what I've learned in this life, like it's something that like it hasn't been the easiest of lessons because like the desire for justice or like there's a fine line between wanting to like seeking justice and vengeance. Like there's a fine line there. You gotta be careful. And so it's like for me, justice, like everything's just like no matter what, we all gotta pay for what the fuck we done. No matter what, like there's no nobody gets any free ride. There are no free rides. That is completely fucking, it doesn't exist. There are no free rides. Like anytime anybody tells you that shit, you best think again, because everything comes at a cost. Everything, whether it's doing nothing, that still comes at a cost. So like to seek like the more you pay attention, like one of the things that like about like letting people bother you, like it's something that I'm still learning. But like there's a something I heard years ago, a line, I forget where it came from. It's a pretty famous quote, I believe, but it's along the lines of like when you allow people to anger you, you're giving them power over you. Like that old quote is very true. So it's like with people that bother you, and like, and that's like, if somebody's in your life like constantly 24/7, or even just daily, or even just routinely in your life, constantly bothering you, and like there's really nothing you can do about it. Well, I mean, there's always something you can do. I mean, unless you're in a prison where you're actually locked in a cell with this individual, and even in that situation, there's still things you can do. Like you can talk to that individual. You can try talking to the prison guards and the people that run the prison and be like, "Yo, man, I'm dealing with this motherfucker. Like like we're in a very close proximity all the time, and this dude just continues to hate on me, for lack of a better word, whatever the issue may be, or maybe he's just doing something that annoys you and da da da, whatever. Sometimes you gotta let people know, like people can do things and they can bother other people, but they're oblivious to it. Like I had no idea that was bothering you. So sometimes you just gotta let people know that certain shit's bothering you. But in regards to people that like, just for instance, hypothetically, if I had somebody like I've had issues with my brother, you all have known this. I've been pretty open with it. Although things are better now. They're not nearly as bad as they have been. Although there's a lot that needs to be talked about. But it's like the timing and place. Like I don't think it's the right time to do that type of shit. Like honestly, like type of stuff that's we both have a lot. I mean, everybody in this time and place of this reality, most human beings are gonna have a lot of shit that they've got to deal with mentally, like emotionally, like therapeutically. Like there's a lot of shit there. Like how we all deal with it's different, and some people have learned to react to things in a little bit better way. Some people learn to suppress it. Da 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 da. But anyways, just speaking about like hypothetically, if I had somebody in my life right now that was constantly causing issues in my life or just doing things in a hateful manner, there's just ways that just if they just appeared evil and like they were like trying to like one up me or doing things to manipulate me or just just giving off a very evil vibe and everything that they do, and like if that they are supposed to be there for me, and yet they're doing all these things, it seems like they're fucking against me. Like that's if I was dealing with somebody like that, and I mean to a greater or lesser degree I kind of have, but I'm not, things are better now, so I'm not trying to really go down that alley. But if I were to be dealing with that type of shit, like one thing I've learned in moving along in my life and my, the current trajectory that I'm on is like the more attention you pay to the negative situation and the negative person, and the more attention you give that situation, the more of an allowance that situation has over you. So like unless like like I said, if that person is in your life 24/7, then that's a different story. Then you should if it's bothering you that to that level, then you should at least speak to them. And like if your words, if that doesn't work, then you should at least just give them fucking space and like not even like really address them, other than to give them love, to know that they're coming from like hurt people hurt people. So like there's a lot of different ways to hurt people too. Like it's not everybody's as straightforward. Like some people are very straightforward with how they feel. They're gonna let you know, like, yo, this is fucking pissing me off. I don't like you. I don't like this. Da 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 da. But some people aren't like that. Some people may harbor hate for somebody, but not even tell them about it. But you'll feel it, like if you're very sensitive to people's emotions, then you're gonna feel that it is fucked up because you can feel people hating you, but then they have a smile, and it's like, why are you smiling at me when I'm also detecting hate? You know, but even if that's, which is a hard thing to deal with because I've dealt with it a little bit, and I've even went in my former years, I even dished out a little bit of that too. Just fucking being honest, man. So I know what it's like to be on both sides of the spectrum. I know what it's like to give that, and I also know what it's like to receive that. And one thing that I've learned, like the more love you have, you're always gonna get through whatever you're going through with more love. So like the more, like, instead of focusing on all the negative and like feeling justified and like, oh, this is fucked up, this is fucked up, this is fucked up, this is fucked